I'm feeling anxious right now talking about anxiety. You might be feeling anxious at the mere thought that you're going to be heard in a room full of people. Your heart starts racing faster than when you imitate Usain Bolt doing his biggest sprint of his lifetime. Your heart feels like it just dropped a few floors, and your mind is going wild. It's putting in thought after thought after thought. What if I say something wrong? What if everyone has the same scenario like I am having right now here? The camera is on you, spotlight is on, and everyone's gonna remember this for the book of history. But the reality is that it's rarely that way. But it does feel that way for you in your heart, inside of your skin. Your mind is going crazy and playing games with you. And you are letting your mind play games with you. But this is pretty normal at the place you're at right now. I used to feel extremely anxious about anything that was related to social circumstances. But that was also quite understandable because the only thing I used to do when I was young was play video games inside of my room. So the only exposure that I got onto social circumstances was me talking inside of Discord. Well, at that time, even TeamSpeak. So I didn't really have faces. I didn't really speak out loud in a room full of people, and my mind and body did not have to see and react to faces, to body languages, all of these things that are basically like skills that we develop that is there in your subconscious. We also call it gut feeling. We need to first of all take a step back and think about the things that we are good at. Maybe even compare to a new skill that we're trying to build. Maybe you want to go into the gym. When you do that, you don't just go into the gym and then start to hit the highest weights that you can hit. Maybe you want to play the guitar, and it's not like you're just going to play like the best guitarist that you know. Even if you try to imitate him, it's not going to work out. At first, you're going to be quite terrible. I played the guitar a little bit, and at first it sounded pretty weird. And honestly, I was very freaking slow at it. But that is completely normal when you start to learn a new skill, right? A skill that is completely fresh to you. We know that, and that's completely okay with us. But when it comes to social circumstances, we think, like I used to think, that even though I've never exposed myself, I've never even taken a little bit of practice, and even if as a child you were confident and socially active, I used to be, it rusts. Becoming rusty is a term that we use in video games, that when you don't do something for a while, you become bad at it again. That is the same with social skills. You right now feel nervous because you're not confident in your ability to manage this situation. But that also means that if we approach it by the way of the gym, the guitar, basically a normal skill that we are trying to learn, we need to first change our mindset that social confidence is like any other skill. That also leads us to lesson two. It's that we need to put in the reps. You don't become socially confident unless you do it multiple times. You first need to write your first page, right? Write the first page of proof that you are capable of being confident managing social circumstances. And be okay with the fact that the first times are going to feel horrific. You're probably gonna blunder most of the things you say and do. Be okay with it. Take it with a grain of salt. My best friend is the best example I have in my life. He is not afraid of social anxiety. Social anxiety is afraid of him. No matter what ridiculous thing he does, no matter if he fails, no matter what happens, he laughs at it. He takes it with a grain of salt because that is completely okay. It's also a lesson from sales. It's rarely about what you say, it's often about how you say it. And it's the same with doing. It's not about what you do and say, it's about how you do and say it. If I were to trip in public, right, almost trip, instead of feeling nervous, crumpling in, and just closing off my body language, thinking that everyone saw that, oh my God, that is so embarrassing. This is so whatever. It's not how things work if you just laugh at it. If you can just Accept the fact that this is something human and you can laugh about it. Everyone else is going to do the same. They will receive the emotions that you feel. And if you feel anxious about what just happened, and they are going to feel the same way about you, they are going to feel like you're anxious and this whole thing was weird. If you can just accept and understand that these things will happen, and if you put in the reps, if you've curled 1,000 times with increasing weights, going into public, talking in this tone of voice right now, as I am doing here, is nothing short of simple practice, something of daily business. But I want to give you more than just mindset shifts. That's why you can apply number three. It's to change your physical state. How do you do that? You do what fighters do, boxers do. You shake out your body, shake out that anxiety. Now, shaking out yourself to release your anxiety might induce anxiety because right now you're in public. But what you can do instead is to maybe, if you're about to have a job interview and you feel anxious, maybe you're about to approach someone or talk to someone, find this little quiet place if you can. And then literally just shake out your arms, shake out your body, your chest, just shake everything out. What this does is that it shows your body that everything is okay. It releases tension. Instead of you tensing up and your body reacts to that body language, you can then shake out all of these feelings. You can release the stress. You can also do some kind of breath work. You can do the physiological sigh. Physiological sigh is when you breathe in through your nose twice, once shorter, once longer. Breathe out through your mouth. If that feels like everyone's going to notice, you can do this fully through your nose. Do it in a more quiet way. This will reduce anxiety. It's a proven way. And you breathing and focusing on your breath instead of spiraling down in your thoughts again, thinking that when I say this wrong, this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and I feel weird because I'm now thinking about these things. You know how that goes. You know how it feels when you spiral down in social anxiety. You need to put in a break. And these are just two ideas that can make or give you that break to change your physiological state. But the most crucial lesson of all is number four. Lesson number four is that nobody cares. And when I say nobody cares, this might sound weird, but when I think about my old times, I feel like me being socially anxious was kind of an egotistical state. Now, that sounds offensive, but what I mean with that is that when I think back, all of the social anxiety I had was basically because I thought the whole world revolves around me and everyone really cares about what I'm about to do, what I'm about to say, as if I am some kind of superstar. And even if I was, nobody truly cares. And that's a good thing. But what I mean with nobody cares, it's not that your mom, your friends, and others, they don't really care about you. It's that things are forgotten pretty fast. Let's say you're about to go into public and speak to someone, speak loudly in a room full of people. When you say something weird, when you say something wrong, right, in a wrong way, it's not that everyone's going to remember, everyone's going to laugh. We're not in school anymore. Things have changed. When you say something wrong, it might make someone think, oh, that was weird. And then in the next moment, they're going to think about their own problems. They're going to go back into their own world inside of their head. Because just like you are stuck inside of your own world, thinking that the world revolves around you, and you think about your own problems all day long, which is normal, by the way, that's the same for others. So if you could just understand that everyone is anxious and nervous and thinks about their own stuff, about their own BS, what's there to worry about? What's there to be anxious about? Nothing. There really is nothing. I've practiced my social skills long enough and understood that nobody cares, that I can be as I am wherever I want, basically. I right now work in sales and we have this open room, a big room full of people, 20, 30 people. And even though I know them by now, it's not even about that. There are newcomers all day long, every day. And even outside, I can do this. I can be as weird as I want. I can talk like this and I can scream out and do all of these weird things. I don't care. Just like others don't care. And because I'm so confident in myself and I'm just the way I am, some people will like me and some people will think I'm cool. They will like me. Why? Because I am the way I am and they either like me or not. And if they think I'm weird, cool, thank you. I now know that I'm not gonna get along with you because that's the way I am. And if you don't get along with me the way I am, cool. Next one, please. Go ahead. Try it out, brother. There's almost nothing you need to be socially anxious about. It's all in your head. And if you understand that if you just accept that the things happen the way they happen, no matter how weird, you just laugh about it, there's actually nothing that anyone can do to you. Because if you trip, if you do something weird, but you're the first that laughs about it, what's left for the others to do? If they laugh with you, cool. If they thought that was weird, whatever. You laugh about it. So why not go out, try it? I fully understand how it feels to be socially anxious. It is a terrible feeling, and spiraling down in these thoughts is not really fun. However, you need to understand another thing, and it's that building your social confidence in general, is not something that is really comfortable. But there are ways that you can change this and make this trip much easier. And if you want to learn how to do that, you should check out this video right here.